back with me, Yolanda Piadipia, in the Speak Up program with GBTV. This program will discuss so many themes and of course it will raise up your knowledge about English. Okay, our theme today is called The World Englishes. Just don't go anywhere because we'll discuss so many informative discussion and of course it will raise up your confidence to speak in English. Alright, here with me we have our fabulous English lecturer from vocational program Brawijaya University. Hello, Miss Dini Kurniainawati. How are you?
Hi, I'm great as usual.
As usual.
As usual.
You always look great as usual. Always look fabulous.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, here with us also we have our two Brawijaya active students. She's Harnum. Hello, Harnum.
Hello.
And also we have Ari. How are you, Ari?
I'm well, thanks.
Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead to the discussion today. The first is, I want to ask Miss Dini Kurniainawati. So, what is actually the world Englishes?
So from the word itself, we have world, English, and then you have ES. Right, yes.
What is that?
So from the world Englishes is actually the term that are popular enough right now to be used to address English from many kinds of countries and varieties. So it means that we don't only have American English or British English right now, but we have many kinds of English. We have Singaporean, we have Malaysian, we have Indonesian English, and those kind of variations belong to the so-called world Englishes.
Okay,
Right.
also the world English is just talking about accent.
Right, yeah.
People's accent in talking English.
It can be about accent, it can be about also the written difference between American English or British English, for example.
Yes.
Or what is the difference between Indonesian English and American English. So these kind of differences are now accommodated through the so-called world Englishes.
Englishes. Okay, so well, actually, I heard that there is also the inner countries, outer countries, and also expanding countries. What is actually all of those things? So what is that? Can you tell me
Okay.
more about that?
So to my best knowledge,
Yes.
we have, when we're talking about world Englishes, we will have the so-called inner circle countries. So when we can imagine, this is just like the circle, the first circle. We call it as inner circle countries. And then the next circle, after this circle is outer circle countries. And the last one is expanding circle countries. So if we can imagine, then we can have three circles, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So the first one, inner circle, is actually the term that we use to call countries with English as their first language.
Yes. Okay.
So we call
like
it as
the English country.
English-speaking countries.
English-speaking country.
Right. We have USA, UK, Australia. They belong to inner circle
Circle.
countries.
Okay.
And then for outer circle countries are those who use English as their second language. Okay.
So Indonesia.
Indonesia belongs to the last one. Expanding.
Expanding. So
Expanding circle countries. Expanding circle countries are those who use English as a foreign language.
Okay, just like in Indonesia.
Right, like in Indonesia, we use English as a foreign. We don't use it for daily communication.
Alright.
And we don't use it for official government business or matters, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, for this purpose and for this reason, then Indonesia belongs to expanding circle countries.
So what are countries including outer
For outer, then when you have like Singapore, they use English for their communication, right? But besides English, they have also other languages that they use. But officially, they use English.
just like Singapore?
Yeah, for Singapore, I think some people say that Singapore use English as their first language. They might belong to inner. But
Okay.
others, because we have also other language being used in Singapore, like when you go there, you will have the Chinatown, you will have those people belong to those people who are coming from India use their own language. That's why for this purpose, then even though English is used for their daily communication, they might belong to outer circle. It will be different when you're talking about USA
Yes.
and UK, where all people use English as their means of communication.
Okay. Well, you said that Indonesia is becoming the expanding circle country. So
Right.
what makes Indonesia becomes in that category?
Mhm.
Why?
So actually the classification of these circles
Yeah.
are based on the status of English in those countries.
Okay.
How English is used in those countries.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them belong to inner, outer, or expanding. So for us, English is just a foreign language. This is the main reason why we belong to expanding. That's why when we are talking about English, there will be English as a foreign language,
Okay.
right? So Indonesia use English as a foreign language, one of foreign language. Means that we do not use it in our daily. We learn it firstly, usually in the school context.
Okay.
See that?
Yes.
And we cannot use this language, I mean English, for communication to all people or for official.
For some people.
Yeah, for some people. And when you just go to the grocery store, you cannot just use your English because not all people will understand about this.
Yeah, okay,
See, this
so-
kind of situation makes us use English as a foreign language.
Okay,
Yeah.
only in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so talking about that, world Englishes, it's about accent. We have two Braja University students. We have Harnum. So, can you tell me, and just tell your experience, the first time you learned English?
Actually, I learned English since I was in elementary school on the third grader, and since that I just immediately love English, and I asked my mom to give me some courses outside the school. So since that I learned English at school and at some courses, and that's helped me to build my English skill.
Okay, just to like English, did you find any difficulties in learning English?
Sometimes yes, when something new come to me, sometimes I find it hard, but yeah, it's not a big deal, I think.
Okay, it's not really big.
Motivation, bigger
Yeah,
motivation, and
is
that's good.
It's really great. So, how about you, Ari? So, the first time you learned English, how do you feel? It is the forcing by your parents or something?
My willingness.
Your willingness.
Yes.
So, tell us, sorry.
I started to study English when I was in junior high school, and my teacher told me that if you're expert in English, the world will be yours. So I study English as my willingness.
So, because of that quote, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's your motivation quote.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really nice. And do you find any difficulties in learning English?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, tell us, sorry.
Grammar, it's my weakness.
Your grammar.
Yes. Usually when I speak English, I'm not confident with my grammar, so I talk spontaneously. Right?
Okay, so Miss Dini, if we want to talk in English, should we concern with the grammar?
When grammar makes you stop speaking,
Yes.
then don't concern with grammar. That's what I
Okay.
told my students.
Go ahead.
When grammar makes you stop talking, stop speaking, and lose everything,
Yes.
then I told to my students, then think it later. So when you speak, just speak.
Just
What do you
speak.
want to say? Yeah, I mean, grammar can be corrected later on.
Okay.
Okay, so when grammar makes you stop speaking,
Yes.
so just put aside about grammar. Go ahead for speaking.
Go ahead. The
Mhm.
reason is go ahead.
Right.
Like back to the expanding circle countries, Indonesia, and it makes that English as a foreign language, right?
Foreign
So the two Brawijaya University students here is quite good in English. It's really good in English. So, did you have any experience in speaking in English? I mean, your English speaking skills. You two guys really great speaking English.
Any experience on speaking?
Yes.
Actually, I don't have any experience in speaking, but
English skill.
English skill
Yes,
in
English skill.
speaking. But I ever teach elementary school student when I was
Oh.
in high school. Yes, in local courses on my city.
Okay, connected with the world English itself. Did you find that we have to teach the young generations
Yeah.
to learn English? So, what kind of motivation that motivates you to teach them?
I like children
Yeah.
and I like to play with them. And elementary school students like learning with playing some games. So I think it's going to be fun if I teach them just like that.
Okay, with some games it
With
will
some games.
attract them
Yes.
to learn English more. Okay, Miss Dini. So, yeah, actually English is really important, right? And how to make people actually to not only make the English as a foreign language, but to make it into our what is
First?
it? Our, not first, not first. So just like
Make
we
it
have
as
to
a habit.
have to, yeah, make a habit, make a habit.
That's right. I think the status of foreign language is the common status that we already possess in Indonesian context. Yes. So to build ourselves, I mean for the students as well, when you want to improve your English, then you need to think that English is your need. You must think that English is a need.
Isn't it?
All right.
Really?
When you think that this is a need, then you will use it, you will learn it, you will try your best to get what you want because you think that that is your need. Okay? So when you think in that way, when you think English is your need, then the second thing that you can do is make it as a habit. As you know that we cannot, Indonesian context, we don't have environment to support us using English in our daily, in everyday situation. See that? That is also the challenging situation that we have in our country.
Yes.
For this reason, then I encourage my students to make English as your habit. When you cannot find environment around you that allow you to speak English in your daily, then try to make it yourself.
Push yourself.
Okay. When you cannot find the environment, so make it. Make it with your friends. Make it with your lecturer. Make it with your community to speak English. Even though you don't speak English 24 hours, then at least you speak English in your daily for instruction, for questions, and many kind of situations.
Okay,
Right.
so just relax, guys. So let's take a drink.
Okay,
Just
right?
relax.
Have a
It
drink.
was very threatening. So yeah, actually to make it as a habit.
Make it as a habit.
Make it as a habit. So yeah, it needs the really willingness in our heart and facing the people with different accents with different accents in their daily life. We always meet some people that I'm confident because my English is not as good as him, it's not as good as him, it's not as good as her. So how can we overcome that? The unconfidence part is always comes up. It's always pops up.
Right, yeah. So many factors influence someone's confidence, right, for
Yes.
speaking. Then I try my best as a lecturer
Yes.
to highlight that. Why do you need English? Why do you learn English? Because English is a language. Why do you need the language? To communicate. Communication. When you only learn the language through your paper, written one, see that? All the things will be about structure, for example, but you don't use it for communication,
Yes.
that will be nothing.
Okay.
Okay, so the essence of English is language, and language is used for communication.
Communication.
So when you want to master the language, use it for communication.
communicate to others.
Right,
Okay.
communicate to others, use it. So not only get input, but you also have to produce.
Okay. Yeah.
Try to use something that you know. For example, you know that, how are you? I'm good, I'm fine. You know how to respond.
Yes.
Then when somebody asks you, how are you? I'm fine will be not the one and only answer that you have
like
to
a
answer,
robotic.
right?
I'm
How
fine.
are you?
How
I'm
about
fine, thank
you?
you. And you are. You have many. You have many answers
yeah,
anyway. When you are not fine, then say it. I'm not
Okay.
good. I'm not okay. I'm in a bad condition. Things like that. So when we just memorize all the things without knowing why do we need to do this kind of thing and what is the meaning, that will be also not effective.
Nothing.
Right, yeah. So the essence is use it for communication.
Okay.
Communicate.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to ask Ari. Actually, the first thing, not the first thing, the best thing to learn English about communication. Do you agree with that?
No,
Yes, please tell us a story.
I think it's completely wrong. As long as your vocab is good, people still know your message,
Yes.
what you are talking about. So the accent will be followed if your vocab is good.
If vocab is good.
Yes.
So the grammar, back to back with the grammar, is it very important to have a great grammar than have a great communication skills in English?
Yes, it's important when you write or read, but I think when you speak each other, it's not important, I think.
It's so important.
Yes.
Okay, so you're kind of person with a text oriented. You always talk to person with, okay, this is, I want to talk to you, so this is my message. Like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, okay.
I think
Because you think that communication is not really important.
Yes.
Communication is number two.
yes. I often have my friend's assignment and I have to translate it. I get money for it, but fortunately I'm not money-oriented person, so I think the money is bonus.
What is the bonus?
Yes.
Okay, you did your friend's task and you get the salary from it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can you learn from that? Is it in
vocab?
high school or is it in university?
No, university.
University?
Yes. My friend from FISIP, FEP, and PTIK. Yes, like this.
All right. I just met the kind of person. But really. And how about you? How about the comparison between communication skills and grammar
Grammar
skills?
skills.
Which one do you think is best?
I think both of them is really need. Yes, we need to master on those two because grammar needs on write or reading or yes something like that. And but communication, I think it's important because we talk with each other with communication. If we master on English skill at the communication, I think we can talk with foreigner easily. We can talk with them with any kind of problem because we all know that all people around the world use the English as the international language.
Foreign language.
Yes, as the foreign language.
So when you taught a children, which one do you choose the most to teach them? Is that the conversation skills, communication skills, or the grammar skills?
Both of them, but I focus on the grammar.
Focus on the grammar.
Yes, because I have the guiding book, so I have to teach them depends on the guiding book, and that's focus on the grammar skills.
Okay, won't that be really bored because the children is a child?
Yes.
Do you find anything, any way to make them more fun?
Yes. Usually, I give them a quiz, and the winner will get a prizes.
What a prizes. Great. Okay, world Englishes again, miss. Talking about accentuation, what actually the tip you can give to them that to all people, to all persons, because Indonesian has the Japanese language. Even we can create the Japanese English,
Right.
Japanese,
Yeah.
like in Singapore, Singlish.
Singlish, yes, why not?
Yeah, why not? As long
Right.
as they can understand.
Say what they want to say for
say
communication,
Yeah,
right?
actually, what tips?
Okay, so when we are talking about world Englishes, I want to highlight that we are not classifying based on quality. What we have in world Englishes is because we use English in different kinds of situation and contexts. So when we are in Indonesian context, when you use your English, as long as you pronounce it correctly, what I mean like, for example, you have flood, okay, you don't say it flood, right?
Fluid, yes.
the meaning will change.
Okay, yes,
But when you say it flat with a Japanese accent, flat, or for example with native-like accent, flat, they will understand. Okay? So English with accent or English without accent mean local accent. It's okay as long as you say it with correct pronunciation and people can understand what you are saying.
So how to create that correct pronunciation? Or do we have to practice it always from our beginning, from elementary school?
Right. Getting right pronunciation can be obtained from having a lot of exposure input. That's why when we are young, see that? We do not learn structure directly, right? We listen.
Listen.
We listen. We can say that without knowing how to write.
Yeah.
See that? We can say that I wanna eat without knowing that we need to write I wanna eat. This is just because we get the input. Okay, exposure. And exposure for English can be from many kinds of sources. You have, for example, watching movies in English. Okay, that's interesting ways. Or songs. Okay, and the model for students are usually mostly from the teachers. When the teachers can pronounce it correctly, then it's possible for the students to do the same things as what the teachers or lecturers do, giving the model how to say this one. And I think right now we have a dictionary, online or offline, then we can just click how to pronounce it correctly, how to use it, right? Yeah. So not only knowing the meaning of the word, but we need to know how to say this word correctly in English. Pronunciation. Okay. I think for the pronunciation. And I think I need to highlight also for the students as well as for the viewers that when talking about communication, communication is not only about speaking. Communication can be spoken, can be written. Yeah.
Okay.
And when we are talking about structure or grammar, it doesn't mean that this one is not important in our language because structure, vocabulary, pronunciation, they build skills. They build speaking skills, they build listening skills, they build reading and writing skills. So we still need those because those are components of language. But if we think that grammar is the most important thing, that is the wrong mindset that we need to clarify, right? So it doesn't mean that grammar is the most important, but we need that still. We need that to speak. Right. For example, when we say I like apple. I like apple. Then you say that, oh, okay, you like apple you as your favorite. But when you say I am like apple, when you say I am like apple, so your physical will be like apple.
Like the apple fruit.
Right. The meaning is different, right? Yeah. This is because of the structure. Yeah. So still somehow we need structure, but when it makes you stop to speak, makes you afraid to speak up, so you can just put aside and go ahead. We can learn it later on. Feedback, correction, and you can be better after that. Right.
Okay, so it's really interesting. Speak first. Just forget for a while about the structure. Well, it's quite interesting. I want to ask to you two guys, have you ever met any tourists and speak to them?
For me?
Yes.
For me, yes, I have, but not directly. I met my friends, my foreign friends on Twitter.
On Twitter?
Yes, so I talk with him in the written one, not speaking.
Oh, by writing.
Yes.
So, how can you feel? Is it hard? Like writing, I have to be good in my structure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So which one is easier?
Easier the communication, the speaking one.
The speaking one.
Yes.
Because you have to look.
Yes, I have to make sure is the sentence that I made is correct or not.
Okay, but it's your experience talking fully.
Yes.
How about you, Ari?
Yes, I have.
Yeah?
I facing her directly, and I spoke directly.
You spoke directly. You don't write directly.
No.
Okay, so what is that?
I've ever met a Scotland girl.
Scotland.
Yes, and
Scottish.
I interviewing her. for filling my assignment, and then I asked her about her country, and then it's hard for me to catch her word because her pronunciation is hard to
Understand.
Yes.
It's hard to understand.
Yes, yeah, like that.
Okay, so do you feel, for you two guys, do you feel confidence to them? Because when you face them, their speaking, this English speaking skills is really, it's really great. So how can you overcome your unconfidence? Are you confident?
Yes, I
Confidence enough?
Yes, because my foreign friend is from Germany, and I think they not use English as their official language. They use Germany, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think I still learning on my English skill and him too.
okay. Together we learn.
Yes.
Together we can. How about you?
I'm still confident.
Still confident, just go ahead.
Yes.
He's really
I'm
great.
just trying.
Yeah, okay, just try. Okay, Miss, I have one thing like this. Actually, some people, I've ever gone to English course, and all of my foreign teachers said that Indonesian people tend to have better English speaking than any other countries in Asia. Can you tell us why is that so?
Well, for the Asian context, that would be wider, right? Than Indonesian context. But I also have a friend from, for example, Japanese. Yeah, Japanese.
It's hard to understand what they're saying in English, right?
Right, because for example, they do not have the last consonant to be pronounced. But when we have Indonesian and English, we have almost the same. What do you call it? Alphabetical for our language. See that?
ABCD.
ABCD, for example, some of our words are also borrowed from English. For example, you have name in English and you have nama in bahasa. Okay. So I think from
same, just
right,
alike.
yes. So we have the same alphabetical for the written communication or for the pronunciation. I think that can be also one of the reasons why we are better than others. But many Japanese, Korean, they're also much better. I mean, we cannot just generalize
Okay.
that we are better than others.
Okay.
For some extent, yes, maybe, but in general term, I think each country has those who are expert or good in English and those are who are not that good.
Not that good.
Okay.
Okay, it's so amazing that I can conclude that the accent, just don't worry with the accent, just go ahead, just be confident in speaking English.
Alright.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Dini Kurnia,
Thank
for
you.
always accompanying me to speak in English.
Don't get bored with me.
No, of course I don't
Because
get
I'm
bored
always
with you.
here. Okay.
Yeah, it really is. And thank you so much, Harnum and Ari, for helping us today, for being a speaker today. You guys is really great. So thank you so much also viewers for watching us, and see you next week. Thank you.
Do we need to
Yeah.
talk? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Banu.
Thank you very much.